Bob Iger, the current CEO of the Walt Disney Company, might have gotten rid of Nelson Peltz for now, but it seems that Elon Musk is still a thorn in his side, as Elon keeps retweeting and tweeting about Bob Iger and also saying some choice words that we might not be able to repeat here on this channel about Kathleen Kennedy. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is social media user Mr. VashSky. Vash, how much time have you spent on social media today?
Probably like 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh, well, see, that's a healthy amount.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I gotta edit and gotta get some things done right here. But I do occasionally, tap on the X platform there, formerly known as Twitter. Apparently, that's the new name for it, according to mainstream media. But when I do check on, well, you look at Elon's feed there, and boy, oh boy, he sure has some opinions now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's funny when he had his profile as Chief Twit. That wasn't just because he was running the company. It also seemed that it was because he tweeted a lot. Now, we're going to, first of all, talk about some of the things that he has been putting forward. This is an account called Wall Street Silver. It's kind of like a meme account, but it also specifically goes towards the culture and business side. Is there any level of poor performance in Star Wars where Bob Iger would be forced to fire Kathleen Kennedy? And here he is in the comments right here, Elon Musk. It is beyond parody at this point. And of course, some friends of the channel, Nina Infinity, Matt Kadish, there they are on here. Elon, pretty famous lately for some of his statements that he's made about Bob Iger and how Bob Iger runs his company, specifically in relation to X. But that's just a meme. Here's another one. This one from The Rabbit Hole. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has said women in Star Wars, such as the Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland, struggle due to a male-dominated fan base. Not a predominantly male fan base, which is just reordering the words and their origins there, but a male-dominated fan base right here. Rabbit Hole retweeting this one saying, makes sense. It's hard to make something fans like when you hate your fan base. Vash, is that true? Is it hard when you hate your fan base? I'm asking you this, even though I know you don't hate our fan base.
No, that's a fair point. Good distinction right there. I would imagine it would be very, very difficult to create content that they like if you actively hate them. But the original claim right there that women have struggled in Star Wars, I don't know. I mean, Rey is unbelievably popular. Whether or not she's beloved, I'm not so sure. But she's extremely popular, especially with the little ones. And when it comes to Princess Leia, I mean, she was renowned the world over for 40 years that she was with us as part of this franchise. So I'm not quite sure I agree with that claim, but they do tend to dislike their fan base.
Well, that's a very good point. Now let's go to Elon's thoughts on this one. I don't know that I could even relay that. Well, I'm just going to say it. Quoting Elon Musk, he says that Kathleen Kennedy is super bigoted against men. Whoa, whoa, Elon, coming in hot.
Blasters fired right there.
Yeah. I don't know whether this is true, but I would say a lot of the actions and comments that come out of Lucasfilm don't fight that image very well. So yeah, especially when you take a show that, a franchise like Star Wars that has such a predominantly male fan base, a male dominated, got to use the right nomenclature here. And when Disney buys it so they can market to boys and they immediately say, you know what? We're going to make this all for women, even though Disney did a great job of marketing to women up until that point. Oh, and here's one. Shibatoshi Nakamoto, The Power of One, a planet killer, a system killer, a fleet killer, and right there, a franchise killer. And of course, Elon's down here. She's more deadly than a Death Star.
Man, Elon, this is rough. Oh, wow. I did not know that he went so hard against Kathleen Kennedy on X to this degree.
Yeah, he's. I think at this point, I'm wondering how much of our content that he's, or even people that would refer to themselves as in the Fellowship, their content here. I do believe he reposted one of Gary's videos over there from Nerdrotic, and of course Gary does a fantastic job. He's in a different content rating than we usually are, but he's very insightful when you hear what he has to say. But it's not just Kathleen Kennedy that has the attention of Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, depending on the day. Many days he is. So this James O'Keefe video, obviously we've covered this here about a senior vice president at 20th Century Fox involved in the 20th Action Group. By the way, founded by Karen Burke, who was the lady from the Reimagine Tomorrow video that had the trans and LGBT kid there, and she was talking about how great it is that they'll be putting all this representation and stuff. He has some involvement in this group. This poor guy went on a couple of dates and ran his mouth in a way that he probably shouldn't have, and now James O'Keefe's got him on video. However, Elon Musk here retweeting this and saying this is messed up. That right there has 63.6 million views. This is not a retweet of the O'Keefe article itself, but Elon Musk adding a 63 million viewer subscriber boost here. Vash, do you think that's going to help as far as getting the word out?
Oh, I think that's going to help. I think that's going to go far and wide. And that's kind of what I said before, right? When it comes to the James O'Keefe coverage, he stylizes it in a way that really gets the eyeballs onto it. But having a boost from Elon Musk, I could have never imagined that. And so I think this is going to be one of those not so secret gay agenda moments.
Yeah, and somebody corrected me the other day. Apparently, it's the not so secret. I've heard it's the not at all secret. I don't know. I don't know that the specific wording hurts or helps us here. But some of the revelations from this video included that they obviously do race-based hiring, not just for casting of shows where it kind of makes sense that, you know, if you're casting a black family, you're probably wanting to get people who are actually black. By the way, some of the comments he's making, I just saw a black guy walk by. Yeah, the waiter is black as he's making all these comments about Disney's racist alleged hiring practices. Now, the other thing that he said was that somebody was passed over for a role. And by this, I mean someone who would show up to meetings. So we're not talking casting. We're talking regular employment. Somebody was African-American, but not African-American enough. So Disney wouldn't get their points. So they decided not to have him there at the company. But this Babylon Bee article here, by the way, Babylon Bee famous for possibly being the reason that Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X. Mm-hmm. This joke headline, for those of you who have no sense of humor or are medically incapable of having a grasp on sarcasm, Babylon Bee is a fake news site that posts humorous headlines. Walt Disney posthumously fired by Walt Disney Company for being white male. And there is Elon Musk. 134,000 views on this. Yeah, I guess he knows that likes don't show up anymore, and so he's doing his version of the quote like tweet that Mark Hamill does over on his account here.
Wow, I mean, this is really something. I mean, he's really taking a shot at him, and honestly, I get the feeling from Elon Musk that he was definitely a fan. And we know he was a fan of going to like Walt Disney World, for example, and riding Space Mountain, but I think legitimately a fan of not just Disney itself, but also its franchises like Star Wars. And I think he feels personally aggrieved by what has happened. I have to imagine, Jonas, do you think he might be talking to Nelson going, you know what? You know, do you need a cash sum, a small cash sum in order to make your dreams come true? Can we theorize, Jonas? We have to think that's happening, right?
Well, yeah, and Elon Musk has won his pay battle after the Chancery Court said, no, we won't allow Tesla's stockholders to fulfill their end of the bargain after Elon Musk fulfilled his end of the contract, I'm going to say. The Delaware Chancery Court judge told Elon Musk that, sorry, Tesla's not going to be able to pay you the $50 billion that you are owed, even though you created enough value at Tesla to make it one of the most amazing performing stocks over the last 10 years here. I think he is going to get his $50 billion. I wonder if delaying that receipt of $50 billion might have actually worked in Bob Iger's favor this year. Then, of course, there are many articles that point out that Elon Musk and Nelson Peltz hang out on occasion. And I don't think this is solely a Disney issue for them, that they hang out on occasion. Obviously, Nelson Peltz has spoken very favorably about Elon Musk, and Elon Musk has spoken favorably about Peltz. I don't think anyone runs businesses and buys and sells businesses at the level that Peltz does. There's a video on this channel. It's not one of our more popular ones, going through the ways that he handles buying and selling companies. He thinks about business in a way that I don't think anyone else does. You need that level of funding and that level of genius in order to reorganize the separate units of companies in the way that he does. Now, enough talking about Nelson Peltz. I do agree with the statement that Elon Musk is a Disney fan, and he has some of the same complaints. Also want to point out that Disney stock still dangerously close to $100, despite them finally having a record-breaking film, breaking many records, Inside Out 2. We're going to talk about that on the channel. There is a base level issue there at the Walt Disney Company. And here is another meme, this one, Disneyland, after selling someone 2 corn dogs, 3 Diet Cokes, a misting fan, and a plastic Mickey Mouse ears for $187. Jeremy Irons there, staple of Disney. We are selling to willing buyers at the current fair market price. and Elon Musk in here with the chuckle. I have to think that Trung Fan is actually in the parks looking at the price of all of this stuff. Elon Musk boosting all of these, I'm going to say negative Disney tweets, or tweets that are standing for some correction there at the Walt Disney Company. So I don't know. I don't think Elon Musk is fully going away from the Disney issue right now. Vash, do you think we're going to see him and his $50 billion perhaps affecting what's going on with Disney over the next year?
Well, I would argue he's already affecting some things now, especially with his social media coverage. That is for sure. But $50 billion, well, I have to believe that at least some of that money might be set aside to personally wage a war against the Mouse House. Remember, he was personally aggrieved by Disney as part of that whole we're gonna take ourselves offline and not be on X because they were basically virtue signaling, right? And then we had that very interesting exchange with Elon Musk towards Bob Iger. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
And so he has a vendetta there. I'm sure he also too. I'm sure he loved the company's products, and now it's like, okay, well, can I affect this whole thing with my power and commerce?
Right. So there's a couple of things here. That $50 billion, he probably doesn't have it free and clear. He probably does pretty good tax planning, but he's not going to receive the entire $50 billion. The other thing is that right now, the Walt Disney Company is worth $185 billion. If it does like it did last year, again, no financial advice on this channel. Right now, he can afford to buy, if he had $50 billion free and clear, he can buy more than 1/4 of the Walt Disney Company just today at that price. If it goes down to 80, he can buy even more. Nelson Peltz, if Nelson Peltz continues and he does like he did last year and buys in at the $80 mark again, no financial advice. Do not take financial advice from YouTubers. Here's my financial advice to you. Don't take financial advice from any YouTuber, even ones that aren't on this channel. Disney needs to move in the right direction in order to avoid an issue like this. And if they keep going down and down and down, because they've lost, 20% of their value since April 1st, I see Elon Musk as being a larger issue, and Nelson Peltz and Ike Perlmutter being a larger issue for Bob Iger come January when they start talking about the next annual shareholders meeting. So I don't know. There's so many questions that I have here, and we've left the business side to just kind of go unwatched for a little while, other than the recent stock price moves here. There is so much going on. Someone is proposing to buy the company that currently has the rights to ESPN Bet. There are things with Venue Sports that we haven't had the time to cover, and hopefully we will have the time to cover here soon. So we want to throw this to our commenters. Do you think that there are more stockholder shenanigans that are going to be going on over the next 6 to 12 months here for the Walt Disney Company? And how much of a part do you think Elon Musk is going to have to play in that? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, or over on Twitter at Jonas J. Campbell or at VashSky. We love to hear from you there too. Of course, like this video if you found it engaging or helpful or had a good chuckle, and consider subscribing to That Park Plays for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.